my god, the Gabbie Hanna drama just keeps getting worse and worse. It's gotten to the point where even her sister is exposing her now. Someone boil the kettle because today's tea is about to get hot. Hello and welcome back to Drama Investigator. So yeah, Gabbie Hanna keeps exposing herself, and she also exposed recently that she's actually trolling on TikTok. Doesn't really make any sense. Is she starting all this drama now for clout? Who would know? And yeah, her older sister exposed her under one of Trisha's recent videos. So things just aren't looking good for Gabbie. Gabbie Hanna has been lashing out at multiple creators after being criticised for her poetry. Gabbie has been posting a ton of tweets and Instagram stories calling out commentary YouTubers whom she accused of bullying and harassing her by posting videos about her. Gabbie has been trending also because she's coming for Trisha Paytas non-stop. She will not stop coming for them. Most recently, Gabbie has been getting backlash for a post she made about how she's actually trolling on her TikTok, which has upset a lot of people because she was posting quite hurtful videos of others on TikTok. So it's like, why would you troll about that? She'd recently posted, "I'm concerned for the world." The fact that people can't figure out I'm trolling in my TikToks is astounding. Like, I'm doing the same shit I did in Call Me Crazy and Shut Me Up, LMAO. I'm doing the same shit I did on Musical.ly, just in regular time. If there's one thing I know how to do, it's be viral. You'd think the girl who's been made fun of for her nose by the entire internet doesn't know what she's doing when she sings with her nose rubbing against the pop filter, or when I stare dramatically into the mirror for a silent 5, or when I say I'm gonna both your parents and the one person you love. That one's still my favourite because of how many people got personally offended because they know I could in fact F both their parents and the one person they love. It feels good to be in control. LMAO. So yeah, as we all know, Gabbie has gone off at Trisha non-stop, and Trisha has obviously responded to Gabbie by making YouTube videos and TikToks defending themselves against Gabbie's lies about them. In the comments section of one of Trisha's videos, Gabbie's sister actually exposed her. I'm not even kidding, she literally went off. Gabbie's sister had responded to this comment that said, "Gabbie is from my hometown, and she made a video dramatising a fatal overdose that happened at our high school. She has a history of being hyper-dramatic and attention-seeking. She also says that she was bullied at school, but she was popular as F and pretty rude herself. She and her friends freaked out my ex-girlfriend for no reason once at Hess Ice Rink in Neshannock, PA. Yeah, I had math with her my freshman year, despite her being 2 years ahead of me, and we were learning about outliers. There was a girl named Megan who had a pretty large forehead, and Gabbie goes, 'Okay, I think I get it now,' and she points to someone and says forehead. Then the girl next to him and says forehead, then another guy forehead, then finally points to Megan and says 5 head. So Megan is the outlier, right? So it's just so ironic to me that she says people her for her nose, because if they did, it was a reaction to her pointing out their flaws. Gabbie's sister had then responded saying, "I'm her older sister, can confirm, but make no mistake, she's always been terrible." Someone had said, "How does it feel to watch all this go down? Heartbreaking, but she doesn't learn from her mistakes. I've never said anything online before, but on the other hand, this is the treatment I got from her since she got to be about 12 to 13. It's all sad, but at the same time, how long can you blame everyone and everything else around you until just stop hurting people?" Gabbie's also been called out for using another woman's essay as a means to victimise herself. In a since deleted tweet, she'd said, reminiscing about the time a YouTuber told me that a man, her friend, and then he asked her to collab, so she did, and then never spoke to me again, but DM'd a bunch of drama channels to tell them I'm crazy, just in case I ever told someone. And yet, another thing Gabbie is currently being criticised about is making out like mood swings are a hallmark of ADHD, which has been confirmed by a mental health professional in the comments on one of Gabbie's posts to be highly offensive and not a hallmark or distinguishing feature of ADHD at all. Gabbie had tweeted, "Did you know that a hallmark of ADHD is intense mood swings? In girls, ADHD is often misdiagnosed as bipolar. In boys, bipolar is often misdiagnosed as ADHD. Follow along with my mood swings in my semi-public diary." Okay, I'm better. Phew. Friday was overwhelming. A bit about ADHD. It's a dopamine deficiency in the frontal lobe. When an ADHD person completes a project, they get a massive hit of dopamine right to the effing brain. Then it depletes and you're left feeling depressed, embarrassed, scared and unmotivated. Thankfully, I started medication today and it feels incredible. The doctor promised me I'd feel more and more calm and at peace as I go, but that I would feel immediate change, and I do. I feel very peaceful and confident. Negativity and rejection on an ADHD brain is unbearable. A lot of us tend to hyperfocus and oftentimes on negativity due to rejection sensitivity dysphoria. I'm glad to be the walking case study of ADHD on a global tangible and exemplified scale, it helps me make sense of all this and feel like I have a purpose. I've documented the journey and process of understanding myself and this pesky neurodevelopmental disorder while processing and healing my CPTSD. This is the start of freedom for me, to fully be myself, regardless of whether or not people like that. Thank you for being here in the days I'm down. Couldn't do it without you. Someone responded, this is pretty misleading. As a mental health professional, mood swings are not a hallmark or even distinguishing feature of ADHD. While this can happen in people with ADHD, it is not a diagnosing symptom. Please do not spread misinformation. Someone else who's also been targeted by Gabbie Hanna recently was Oscar Wilde, a former friend of Jeffree Star and musician with over 90,000 YouTube subscribers. Now, he apparently became a target after literally only liking a tweet that was criticising Gabbie Hanna. He had then leaked DMs between himself and Gabbie before she blocked him. This girl has brought me into this for simply liking a tweet. Then when extending comfort and any type of empathy, she tells me to publicly apologise amongst an entire novel of my wrongdoings from simply liking one tweet. I cannot. Trying to blast me for blocking her? WTF. He'd said, yo, I don't want no issues, lol. I just agreed with his point, and as someone who's grown with my audience, I related to it. I haven't spoken to Nick in a bit, nor anyone for that matter, because I've been working on myself and just getting back into music, and I tend to shut everyone out. People are being insensitive, and I totally noticed that as well. I've always had my friendship extended to you, and will always, because you've always seemed like a genuine person to me. So yeah, if you do need to chat or need a friend, that door is always open. Lol, just don't think that I hate you or anything. I just agreed with his point. I wasn't aware of the entirety of this convo. Hope you feel better. Music sounds great, and I hope you continue to concentrate on that. You're very good at it. Thanks for apologising. You could say that publicly since you publicly supported my abuse. It would be nice if people stopped DMing me privately to correct the thing that they said publicly. That's what's been happening with my exploitation since 2018. It's pretty horrendous. Otherwise, I appreciate the gesture, but it's a bit empty if the action doesn't follow. It's important to stand up for others when you see them being mistreated by the masses. I did not apologise and still agree with his point. I didn't even owe you what I sent you, but you seem to be going through difficult times, and I was attempting to be a bigger person and extend comfort and friendship. Best wishes. Oh right, that was wrong to assume you'd apologise for hopping in and supporting hate, while admittedly not knowing the scope of what's actually happening. I guess I figured you were DMing because you felt bad about hopping on a 3-year senseless hate train while I'm standing up for myself. If you're actually extending comfort and friendship, do that. Comfort and friendship is apologising for supporting a statement you didn't look into at the expense of a woman being exploited and degraded. Otherwise, I guess I'm just confused at the point of the DM in the first place. If you didn't actually want to extend comfort and friendship or chat, this may work on other people, but I'm not the one. And if this is how you reply to people that try and be kind and attempt to, in the slightest, seek your side or comfort you, you attack them with the novels and jump to inappropriate assumptions. Again, best wishes, and I hope you find peace. She also went on her story telling her fans I reached out and then blocked her and posted DMs. No, I posted DMs after you mentioned me in your Instagram story, degrading my character, so I showed the extent of my interaction with you. Simple as that. It's called defending myself. So going back to Trisha Paytas's exposing videos about Gabbie Hanna on Trisha's second channel, Trisha has leaked voice memos from Gabbie Hanna which basically exposed Gabbie, and Trisha's also asked Gabbie to just stop talking about them, leave them alone, and people in the comments can tell that this really is just Gabbie's drama and that Trisha is not at fault at all. Trisha not knowing what she is apologising for shows that Gabbie displays a narcissistic trait to consume and control another person to serve the needs of her victimisation rhetoric. Trisha has done nothing but being conciliatory in order to remove her from her life, while Gabbie thrives on violating her boundaries and efforts. There is such a massive difference with how Trish talks about Gabbie. Notice how Trish isn't name-calling, being mean or rude, but that's literally all of Gabbie's videos about Trish. Really shows who's in the wrong. The sick thing is that Gabbie is probably smiling while watching this and counting it as a victory. So yeah, what are your thoughts on Gabbie at this point? Especially the fact that she's admitted she's trolling everyone on TikTok. Like seriously, what's going on? Is she going to be releasing another poetry book soon and trying to get clout in order to sell more copies of it? Who would know? Let me know your thoughts on all this drama in the comments.